Yeah, bro, sorry, I'm no actor.
That's staying in.
Hey guys, welcome to Moona Links. We're going to play the Legends course. I'm going to take you on, we're going to play a few holes. I'm going to give you my perspective on how you should play this course management wise. Hopefully you can take a little bit from it. So we got a par 5 here. It's 487 metres. I don't know what that is in yards, 530 or something like that. It's a little dog leg to the right and then it straightens up. It's always generally playing into the wind. Course management wise, there is out of bounds on the right and on the left. I always say you need to play to basically your percentage miss. If you have a slice tendency, I don't really necessarily like you aiming left, but you should be. In this case with the out of bounds on the right. So I have a little bit of a slice tendency, as stupid as it sounds, or a fade tendency with my driver. So I'm going to aim up the left, let it fly, let it cut back into the middle of the fairway and try and make a birdie. So I'm gonna hit it down the left at those trees. I don't know if you can see them on the left-hand corner, and hopefully drift it back towards the middle of the fairway. Knowing that my shot shape, I don't have a tendency to hit it left with my driver. So I'm going to hit it straight down the guts. Definitely didn't hit it left, and I've hit a nice cut. Pretty much where I wanted it, down the left side of the fairway. Let's go make a birdie from there. All right, so I've got 250 to the pin here. It's into the wind. Generally, I might have a go at it being a professional golfer. I'd give advice to you guys to, if you have a laser, get the cover number on the trap. So in this situation, you can see there's a bunker kind of like over my shoulder on the right hand side with the trouble in front of it, the reeds and things like that. So that's, for me, that's 150 to cover it. I've got 250 to the pin, 150 over that. I make sure that I'm always going to take enough club to, if I'm going to lay up, to get over the trouble that I have. So even with a missed strike. So generally a 150 shot is like an 8-iron for me. I'm going to make sure that I take enough of that. Like I said, I'd probably have a go at it in tournament play, but I'm going to play as if I'm one of you guys today. I'm going to take a 5-iron, hopefully leave myself about a 60-metre shot, which is a shot that I like, aiming over that trouble, but then committing to the shot, hoping that I clip onto it nicely. So like I said, just going straight over the bunker, probably hit a nice little cut, or people know me, I hit like a little bit of a pulled fade sometimes. It's pretty much where I was looking, just right of the pin, down over the hill. I should have 60 to 70 metres left. I think that's a really good play as an amateur golfer. In this situation, you're just not going to get yourself in any dramas. You could hit 3-wood and have a go, but what's the point in being close to the green when you're never going to miss the green generally with a 70-metre shot. All right, so we've got this situation here. I've got exactly 70 metres, like I pretty much said I would have. If you guys don't already know, I had a student the other day ask me this question. I was playing holes with him in the indoor simulator, and there was it said on the simulator that we had 70 metres, but it was playing 5 uphill. And he said, how do you figure that out? I thought it was the easiest question in the world. It's 70 plus 5 is 75, but he really couldn't understand it. But the way that we figure it out, without being a mathematician, is the Pythagoras theorem. So you find the hypotenuse. I'm not that smart, but the hypotenuse of the angles. So basically here, you imagine it's playing 5 metres longer because of the x squared, but please don't ask me, but anyway, it's 5 metres longer, so it's 70 playing 75. So instead of just the yardage being 70, I just add on that 5 metres and play it as a 75-metre shot. Going to go straight at the pin here. There's no trouble, pin's in the middle of the green. Bad shot, can go left of it or right of it, it doesn't really matter, but we're hitting a wedge, so wedge count up there. Forgot about that. Let's see if we can hole it. Straight at it. Oh, could be a chance. I think it's a fraction long. We could have made a nice little eagle there. Course management at its finest. All right, so we were a little bit behind the pin. No spin today, the greens are pretty firm, but I must have gone close to coming in. Can't see any pitch marks, but one would say I put it there, but no pitch marks, no. All right, so I'm seeing this putt going pretty straight. Course management wise, I'm putting, it's pretty hard to have any sort of form of course management, but you can play to your tendencies. So in a situation like this, I actually pull most of my putts as per, I don't know if you know, Jason Day, Tiger Woods, Brad Faxon, they all have their putter faces slightly open because they all have a pull tendency. I have a pull tendency also, so if I have a putt that's left to right, I actually play better. Most right-handed golfers enjoy a right to left putt, whereas I'm the opposite. Right to left putts with my pull, they kind of like veer off. So this one here being pretty straight, I will tend to aim that fraction right of where I want to, knowing that I'm going to pull it. But if you have the same tendency, it doesn't mean you have to aim straight at the hole. Just because you're supposed to go straight, you can always err on the side of your miss. Oh, and I played for the right to left and it's gone left to right. Wow. That's okay, we'll take a par. All right, we got a 304 meter par 4, 335 yards or something like that. I'm gonna hit a driver. Generally, course management wise, I'd say hit an iron, but this hole here in particular, and you may see from the drone footage, there's got a bit of trouble on the right and left at between probably 150 meters to 200 meters, 220. So you're better off actually hitting driver sometimes, course management wise, and being slightly more aggressive. In this circumstance, I can drive the green, so I'm going to have a shot at it. And again, course management wise, the greenside bunkers as a professional golfer, and even you guys, are pretty easy. If you can get it in one of those and just flop it out and have a birdie try or chance, you're kind of like laughing, to be honest. And you're not going to ever be in the trouble right or left because you're going to hit it past it. So sometimes iron, even though it's defensive, isn't necessarily the correct play course management wise. So I'm again going to hit, no, this one I'm going to give it a bit of a rip. I normally hit my fairway finder, but I'm going to give it a bit of a go, knock it on the green. Had a good lash at it, but it's tailing off to the right a little bit over that side. Probably caught the greenside bunker we were talking about. Easy shot to that pin placement. The pin's on the left-hand side, so the right's a good miss. Let's go make birdie. All right, guys, I'm just down in this deep bunker on the right here, but it's a short par 4, so get up and down for my birdie. One thing I'd say to every amateur golfer, a general consensus is I see people just walking in the bunker, not even having a look. I always make sure, if I don't know the course especially, even if I do, I always walk up to the green, see the lay of the land, have a look at the slope, read it almost like I'm reading a putt, see where the miss point is. This scenario here, past the pin, it's kind of like a swell, feeds off to the green, so better off hitting it short, but no one's ever made an eagle leaving it short. so let's try and hole it. It's pretty deep here and not much sand. So all these course management things, everything when you're taking stuff into consideration, you got to check the lay of the land. You got to check what it looks like up the top. Here we've got tight lie, long distance. I'm not going to open it up as much, and I'm just going to kind of like slap it with the bounce and see if it pops up nicely. Have no idea where that's gone. Looks pretty close. Breaky bunkers. A nice little uphiller. Avoided the swale down the back, and we got a chance at a birdie here. I'm seeing this going a little bit left to right. After the first hole, obviously I mentioned a left pull tendency, and it's not really in play today, and sometimes it's not. And I have switched putters from last week, but let's roll this up in the middle. Best thing to do is just visualize the ball dropping in, especially after missing one. Oh, snuck in the left-hand side. Redemption. Feel better about myself now. I'm 1 under par. All right, we got 161 to the pin. This little par 3 on the Legends course, it can be playing like a 4-iron at times into the wind. It seems today like it's kind of a crosswind from left to right. It should be after the last tee shot, tailing off to the right. The pin's on the right-hand side. Now, in this scenario, and probably most amateur golfers, I don't actually try to necessarily shape my shots too much. I just play my stock standard shot. My shot tendency with the driver is a fade, with the irons is a draw. So being kind of like a left to right flight, and my tendency being a draw, basically the wind's going to hold it up. So I have pulled a 7-iron, but I'm going to hit a little 6-iron, just as a kind of like knowing that the wind's going to buffer it and strike against it. If I was going to hit a little fade here, then I would hit a 7-iron. Basically, pin being on the right, wind on the right, there's no trouble left necessarily. There's a little bunker, but if you hit it in there, it's an easy shot. So I would say here, really just, you're going to hit it to the middle of the green, but obviously the wind's pushing that direction. So your middle of the green then becomes slightly left of that target. So I'm going to hit it just inside the left bunker, making sure that obviously if I hit it straight, it's not going to go in the bunker, but then hopefully the wind drifts it enough to be close to the pin. If that makes sense at all, I've talked a lot there, but basically play to your shot tendencies and hit away from flags. It's fading onto the pin nicely. Get right, get right, get right. Get right. Yeah, nice little shot there. Wind did it justice. It blew back to the pin beautifully. And as you can see, because I played to that left to right wind shot shape, the left bunker was never in play, nor was the right trouble. So we got a birdie putt, which I'm sure you'd all love. Now let's go hole 1, hey? What a beautiful day it's turned out to be. All right, I ended up leaving myself a downhill putt, which obviously John Rahm probably wouldn't have, but I'm not that good. But we're going to take it. I've hit it to about, I'd say 12 feet. Did everything I wanted to do. As you can see here, the lay of the land, that bunker on the left, that's a pretty easy shot down to that pin. Right with the left to right wind would have been a bit of a drama. This putt, we've got a little downhill right to lefter. It's very quick actually. I think I talked a bit in my last video about breaking up the putt. I always obviously break up the putt and see that last bit of roll. A lot of people or amateur golfers don't really take wind into play when they're putting. It's a big factor. Even if it's a slight breeze like this and the slope's this kind of like steep, I suppose, the wind's going to take an effect. It almost, don't quote me on this, but it would probably play almost double the break. Maybe not double, but depending on the shot. But this one here, normal putt, I'd probably aim it around here, maybe a cup and a half or so. And I think with the wind, I'm gonna at least allow it maybe 2 cups of distance from right to left, just because that wind knocks it across the slope and gets it going. Let's see if I can hole another one. It'd be nice to go 2 under after 3. Oh, wind stopped. And that's the thing when you're playing in the wind. Sometimes it stops, sometimes it doesn't, but that was a good read. Knock it in. The old Wesley Bryant, tap it in. That's all right. I might hit this again. Have another go at this. Play it without the wind. Just trying to give you all the information, and the wind didn't do anything to it. Oh, that time it did. Oh, Oh yeah, we got it. Beautiful. Nice to walk off. Like I said earlier, if there's no one behind you and you're not holding up pace of play, just have another putt. The more putts you make, the better. Putting is where the money's made. I can attest to that. This thing's going in the oven to heat up tonight. All right, let's go to the last hole. Be it the fourth hole here at Moona Links, last hole of the day, and I can give you some more insights on how you should play it. All right, so we got a par 4 here. It's 340 metres, 374 yards roughly. It's a little dogleg to the left, drivable downwind, like when it's really, really windy. Day like today, driver is not the play. Bunkers come into position, like they're very much in play, as I'm sure you can see on the drone. Basically, the way I play it is that this hole here, the bunkers on the left are 210, 212 to the left one, and then maybe 220 to the right one. The furthest one you can see is about 250. So personally, I'm gonna need a 4-iron. I'm just gonna get it in play. The meat of the fairway is 40 metres wide. I could hit 3-wood up the right-hand side, but then it makes it 20 metres wide, and it's like, what's the point? To hit a wedge instead of an 8-iron or a 9-iron is pointless, especially, I'm sure, your level, even for Tour Pro level. So basically, I'm going to aim it up the right. Obviously, all the gunk that you can see, or the trouble, hazard, trees, whatever you want to call it, is down the left-hand side. Like I said before, my shot shape tendency is a draw. So I'm going to just fare a little bit right of where I would normally, just to allow for that. And obviously, being kind of like cross with the previous hole, and the last hole was left to right, this one being right to left, and that's good for you guys to really be aware of if you don't already map what the wind direction's doing at all. Just take note of where the last hole was going. If it's left to right and you're going in a reverse direction, then obviously this is going right to left, so you're not stood there going, where's this wind going, and just hitting it up the middle, and then the wind ends up in the trees, because that's a bit of a drama. So I'm going to hit the 4-iron. We've got the 4-iron straight down the right-hand side, centre of the fairway. I'm going to hit it at the cart path as my visual. Aim small, miss small. Try and land it right on line with the cart path. Normal stock shot swing. Nice little draw. Wind's got it going right to left a little bit, and it's going to finish just short of the left bunkers. Easy. And we've got a 9-iron or 8-iron in, no trouble at all. All right, I left myself in a good position here. I got 128 to the pin. I'm gonna hit a 3/4 9-iron. This one here, the pin's on the right. There is a slope on the right-hand side, and generally I'd say if the pin's on one edge, you play towards the middle of the green. But here, the slope's quite dramatic on the right, and the wind's going right to left. So I'm gonna play off the slope, because if I was to ride it left, it might go down, and there's a bit of a hazard or long rough on the left-hand side. So let's scoot it up the right-hand side and get the nice members bounce down to the pin, and see if we can hit it nice and close here, I'd say. A little bit right of the pin, right to left wind, 128, 3/4 9-iron. Should be all over it if it gets that hill kick. Oh yeah, got a nice right to left bounce. Should be close. I'm sure we'll see. All right, so it's a little bit long. I thought it was into the wind, but it wasn't. We've got a downhill putt here. It's reasonably straight. Downhill putts, I don't know about you guys, but I always kind of like just picture a hole somewhere short. So going back to the hypotenuse kind of conversation we had earlier, which didn't even make sense to me, but basically I just think of the hole being maybe like, I don't know, in this instance it's quite a severe slope, maybe like 3 feet shorter of where it is, and just pretending I'm putting to that. A little bit more right to left than anticipated, but it was good distance control. Nice lag, I'll take that. No Jason Day with the putter, although growing up, I probably didn't, I practiced a lot, but not as much as Jason. Jason practiced all the time. All right, little 2-footer, tap it in. Okay, easy 4. Well, thanks guys for coming along, playing the few holes with me. I'm sure and I'm hopeful that you got something out of it. A little bit of course management tips. If anyone needs any help regarding course management, be sure to comment on this video. I'll get back to you, or follow me on Instagram at Wharton Studio _ and I'll DM me. And I do offer online sessions as well. So if anyone has any trouble with their swing or anything, please let me know. Be sure to like and subscribe to the video. Weird saying that as a YouTuber now, but yeah, and follow me along. I got the New South Wales Open in a couple of weeks, so going to pump out a couple of videos, and let's make some birdies happen.